tore it down completely, took all the plugs out. It's been thoroughly cleaned, been baked, and then shot peened. So now it's time that we need to get essentially new cylinders. We're going to use oversized pistons, so we need to cut these cylinders. This block we'll see what size it'll clean up at, but usually we'll go either 30, 40, or 60 thousandths oversized on a typical motor. So we need to do that in order to get proper piston-to-wall clearance and make sure there's no rust spots, no corrosion in the cylinder. I'll make sure it's clean all the way through. So this is the first step. We'll cut it. If we're going to 30 thousandths, we'll cut it, say, 25.
Okay.
And the remaining 5 thousandths we're going to take out with the hone.
I see. Is there more than just corrosion, different reasons why a block needs to be trimmed back?
No, that's the biggest reason, just so you have a new, because really for a new cylinder you want to have proper crosshatch and a proper surface finish of the cylinder for the piston rings to seal to. So when you're using new pistons and new rings, you want to have proper surface finish.
Okay, now we've talked about crosshatch a lot, but tell me, why is crosshatch necessary? I know it's kind of a screw kind of style looking.
Yeah, so that's going to be necessary for the oiling on the cylinder wall. If you had, say, too steep of a crosshatch angle, your oil could run off. If you had too shallow, the oil might sit there and get burnt up from the piston. So you want to have the right angle. The oil is going to sit there, oil the piston, but also run off so it's getting not going to be sitting there getting burnt up.
So it's like everything else. There's a just right amount.
Yeah, just right.
Okay, very good.
So here, before we start this machine, we're going to set it up down here, and this is set at 45 degrees.
Okay.
Of course, on a typical V8 block, the pistons are going to be 90 degrees to each other. So when we set this on 45 degrees, set off of the main journal's down here, and we'll be cutting the piston in correct relation with the crankshaft.
Got it. Yes, 45 degrees on each side makes the 90-degree V, right?
Yep.
He's putting on there a bar. It's a safety bar, so the thing don't fall off on his foot.
Right.
It just tightens it on the machine. You notice the machine's really clean too. You have to clean the machine spotless after every boring, because you don't want any shavings underneath that would offset the angle. Those are cams. Just got to tighten that motor down and clamp it down, just not too much, but just a little bit so it don't move while it's boring. The boring bar is a single boring bar. It will a circle around the cylinder wall.
Gotcha.
So it makes a nice boring. That's the air floating back and forth between one cylinder and the other. And once he sets to the height and the deck and everything, he can bore that whole motor without readjusting the machine.
Okay, so you're getting the whole machine set.
Yeah.
One time it's going to be able to do all.
Yeah, on both sides, yeah.
Wow, okay.
And he is boring off the crankshaft. So now we're doing any kind of correction from the pistons coming off the crankshaft. They'll be all off the crankshaft exactly.
So that kind of looks like a giant drill bit in a way, right? It's on its front.
Yeah, so it's got a little cutter.
Okay.
Little cutter set down there. So we'll set this. We've got a special mic here that'll set up on the cutter bit, so we can set this to exactly what size we want to cut to. And then one thing to remember when cutting these is, if, say, we're cutting a motor 30 thousandths, so really we're going to bore it out to 25, is we're only be cutting 12.5 thousandths on each side of the cylinder wall. So really you're not cutting much material at all. If you have some corrosion or whatnot, you need to really consider that on whether or not you're able to clean it up.
Does a cylinder ever get oblong? Is that ever a reason?
Yes, you can have that. So there's some older boring bar machines that might clamp onto the deck. So if that deck surface isn't perpendicular to the cylinder wall or the cylinder, then it might bore it crooked or something like that. But on this machine, when we've got it based off of the crank center line, that we'll see that if we're motor's been bored over 30 with some other different boring bar machine, and this one, we would see that where it would have shadows on the top and bottom where it's been crooked previously.
Okay.
This is a Rottler boring bar. We have two of them.
Okay.
This one here and the one right behind you. So, and they're made in, I think they're made in Portland, Oregon or something, but they're really the best boring bars there is, the most accurate.
Really?
And we've had these machines, I think, the one behind you, I bought that maybe in 1975, I think.
You put some miles on it.
I put some miles on it there, and it still operates like brand new. Of course, we keep it clean, and a good operator here with this electric crane, he can run both machines at the same time.
So here we've got these centering teeth, so I'll bring these out, and that's going to center the cutter in the middle of the cylinder.
That's how it's done.
Because this whole mandrel is on a float, so it'll float around freely. It makes it real easy to center right in the middle of the cylinder. So from there, we'll clamp it down. We've got our bit set. Now we're ready to cut.
You see the little sparks come out of there a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Got a depth gauge here that we adjust this.
Okay.
So this mechanism here will automatically hit this and shut the machine off after it clears the bore
Okay,
off
right.
the bottom of the
It's
cylinder.
like an automatic stop when it
Yeah.
does that, right?
Yeah. We have to set that different for Ford motor, the 302, or else a Chevy motor, the cylinder will be a little longer maybe or something. You adjust all that on this first time you cut the first cut you do. So it will do all the motors, and we like to do in our production we like to do maybe several Ford motors like this, and then change it all over, and then do several Chevy motors. We can crank it when we're doing sleeves and we just want to cut the top of the cylinder or do something particular. We can run it by hand. We have a few adapters here for different engines, and they'll set on this block underneath, so we raise the engines if they happen to be a four-cylinder or a different height engine to still reach our boring bar control.
Yeah, for any inline motors,
Straight six.
we're going to take off this 45-degree plate and use these because it's going to sit straight
Right,
up
yeah.
to the boring bar.
It's really a spec machine. When I bought it, the Rotner company bought it to Anaheim, California to the SEMA show. So I made them a deal that if they come down here, they want to bring it to the SEMA show to display it. So I'm sure they picked one of their better machines, I hope. So anyways, when they got done at Pomona, they shipped it to Phoenix here free. The shipping was free, so that was a good deal, yeah.
So this is the machine as seen in SEMA 1975.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now we've heard it just cleared the cylinder wall. So now the stop's set up in a good position where it'll automatically stop the machine from going down and cutting through the bottom of the block. We'll adjust it a little higher for next cylinder. Now for bringing the machine up, we're going to want to float it back so we don't drag that bit, drag it all the way up the cylinder wall.
Set it on 0, exactly, maybe 25 thousandths over bore.
Okay.
4-inch, 25 thousandths. So he's got to run it up and down the cylinder wall. This machine, this gauge he has here, has got 3 legs on it, and plus the adjustable one.
Okay.
And that makes the so anyways, it centers itself
Okay, automatically.
automatically.
So we'll check it right here. We're about, I set the gauge right on 40, so it shows we've got 5 thousandths to go. So we're cutting, or this motor we were cutting 40 thousandths, so that's right at 36 on the bottom, and that's normal to see as the bit's going to warm up. It's going to start cutting a little more right at the top. It's about 35, so perfect. So that leaves us 4 or 5 thousandths to clean up in the hone.
The finish hone, yeah.
So the hone then takes a little more material as well as doing the cross hatching.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to see that, but
Yeah.
that's what's going on with the hone.
Yeah.
The hone is a 4-stone hone, and it's precision hone. And we usually buy all our stuff from Sunren. And I know several people make it, but it's a brand name. And we have a lot of, several pieces of equipment from Sunnon, and that's in St. Louis. And the Sunnon home has 4 stones on it. It centers it, and it actually runs on amperage on how much it pulls the motor down. So if you get to the bottom of the bore when you're honing, it may be a little heavier on the bore, so the amperage goes up when we see that. When we get done honing it, the hone will go up and down the full length of the bore and say the amperage is the same. So we know it's precision. You can't get much better than that. This is the machine that I bought, 1975, because I just looked at it.
Okay.
One time or other, so it took maybe about 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And it would be easy just to flip it over and do the other side easy.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing when we flip this over now is going to make sure that everything's clean, there's no shavings. So when we reset it back on the machine, we're not, pinching any shavings and adjusting the block around.
Got a big vacuum cleaner sits right there in the middle.
Oh yeah, it's just.
And it's right there to clean both machines. You can see how the floor is clean here. And
Yeah.
basically, the floor is clean in the whole shop. You don't see any dirt or anything anywhere in the show on the whole shop. And it's just like it. It's just a little newer. It's got a little more white paint on it and stuff like this. But I remember one of our better machinists would operate both at the same time. Well, he would just be boring that one there. While it's boring, it will shut itself off. And he would be over here just testing this near with the same bit and everything else, and start this near and go back over and change that one. And pretty soon he's got a lot of motors bored. A few months ago we had several stacks of motors behind you there, maybe 15 or 20. And you see right now there's this one here and one more. But today's Friday too.
Yeah.
So I don't think the kid that normally, the guy that normally bores, the younger guy, that is gone today.
Yeah, it's a thick.
Yeah, big pile, yeah.
Look at that.
We'd be surprised how often this thing gets filled full of shavings. We're doing motors all day long.
Yep, so now got it all cleaned up, flipped it over to the other side. It'll be the same process for this side.
Okay. Well, I have 2 of them.
Oh, okay.